Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Kyle.
Yes, and for once we're actually the wrong way around. It's like the Ant and Dep thing, but we've swapped.
Oh yeah.
And that's because I'm using Grey Knights tonight.
Oh yes, very good.
Grey Knights. And Kyle is clicking.
I am collecting
Clicking Necrons today. Yeah, okay, well that was a bit of a botched opening. So welcome
You're
guys.
on the wrong side, you see.
Yeah, I know. Hang on.
Let's go shuffle over. You feel better?
Feel more natural. It's like I was born to be on this side. Right then, we are playing today. Tell them the mission, Carl, because I've got no idea.
Resupply.
Resupply, baby. Resupply.
Yeah, we were incursion mission. Just a cheeky little one. Just because some of the missions sound pretty fun to play.
Meh.
And GW, you need to give us some more missions because Strike Force are getting burnt out very, very quickly.
Very boring.
Yeah. So like this one, if anyone's ever played it, it's objectives. You can get rid of objectives, so it can merely change the dynamic of the battlefield. Why they don't really do much of that in Strike Force is beyond me, but hey ho, they maybe just banking it for a drop this year or something like that, or next year. But yeah, resupply. It's a take an old mission. Feels weird me saying this because normally you do this. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone crazy.
We shouldn't have swapped around. We apologise. I'll always be on this side from now on.
And I will be on this side.
Yes. Right, let's go see them armies.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, let's go. Right guys, this is my 1,000 points of Grey Knights today. I'm going to leave the psychic powers and relics and all that good stuff in the description below, so feel free to check that out. This is the first time playing Grey Knights. There's a lot for me to remember, so here we go. Starting off with my librarian, which is my warlord today. I have given him the warlord trait psychic epitome, and then I've given him a nemesis warding save, and obviously he is my warlord. Moving over to my first squad, I have 5 Terminators, all with halberds, except one has a warding stave in the back. The rest of them, even though they're modelled with like side cannons, they are just stone bolters for this. Then I've got a strike squad with the falchions, I think so. And then I move over and I've got a unit with the Nemesis Force Swords. Moving on to my elite, I have a Brother Ancient with his big banner. And I've given him the Warlord trait Entropic Amplification. Moving over, I have a Apothecary for this one. He is an Apothecary. And he has... I've given him the Relic. I know I said I would not say this, but the Cantum in Vambrace. And then I have 2 Dread Knights. Now they're not modelled how they are gonna. This guy's just got fists, and this guy has a side cannon and fists as well. I just would like to thank once again the person who has donated these lovely models for this battle report. So without further ado, let's move on to the Necrons. But first, my secondaries. Warp Ritual, secure landing sites, and engage on all fronts. Secure landing sites is the mission, and then Warp Ritual is because he's got no psychers, and engage on all fronts is because I think I can move these guys around the board a little bit, especially with the big movement on these two. Right guys, let's move over to them Necrons.
And here we are with the Necrons today. Mephrit is the dynasty. Thought the added shooting might be pretty good with this small map. So we'll see if it can do any good against these heavily armoured Marines. My Warlord is the Overlord. Has to be. That's kind of how it all goes. He has the Warlord trait Immortal Pride. Ignoring mortal wounds on 5s. Think it might be needed. And then in the second HQ slot is the Skorpekh Lord himself. He has the Relic stay, the Nanoscarab Casket, which he can heal an additional wound We live in metal, so it's 2 every turn, so maybe a little bit more survivable. Into the troops, I have 19 warriors, just because of points, and then I've got 5-man squad of Immortals with Tesla and 5 with Gauss, just to add a little bit of variant in the list. Into the elite, I've got Skorpekh Destroyers, 2 with the slashy blades and 1 with the big mega blade. Pretty standard, but obviously regarding with the Skorpekh Lord, making it a little bit more nasty in combat. And then just rounding off the list, it is a squad of destroyers, 1 being the heavy destroyer, this old model here. See if they can bring the heavy firepower as well. Pretty standard sort of average list, but hopefully the shots will really work out in my favour. The secondaries today for me is secure landing sites as well. We'll go over that in game, but it's quite a little cheeky one where you could probably score quite well for both our sides. Engage on all fronts, small map, easy to achieve, and Abhor the Witch. Let's get rid of them dirty little psychers. That's the lists. We'll be back in the deployment, guys. And the deployment is set. So we have the sneaky Necrons hiding behind the ruins and here. These Immortals are holding objective 3, and this big blob is down here. Flipping over to the Grey Knight side, Terminators, Ancient, Librarian and Apothecary all hunched together behind this building here. And then he's got his Dread Knights and his 2 5-man squads of Strike Marines just behind these barricades and plants. So how this mission works, we rolled off camera randomly. So turn 4, the middle objective disappears, and then turn 5, this one disappears, just leaving this objective, number 5, and then the one in our objective zone. So 1 just there, and then 1 right down here as well. The secondaries, the secure landing sites, you get points for holding the middle 3, and obviously, as you can imagine, it gets harder by the end of the game. So this one, turn 5, if you're holding it, you score 6 points, which is pretty epic. So you can imagine it's going to be a bit of a scrap to get this one down here. Everything's pretty straightforward. The terrain, we are literally classing it as this as a massive tower, so you can't shoot through. But if you're inside, obviously you're free picking. Same goes for this one as well. Just imagining that if you're behind it, you can't see. -1s with the foliage, and obviously saves when required. And difficult terrain for all these craters, but if you're in the craters and you troop, you get an extra 1 +1 to your armor save. Pretty straightforward. The mission should be interesting. That's kind of why we've done it, just to make it a little bit different and a little bit more of a bite-sized battle report for you guys to enjoy at home. So, covered all the housekeeping. It is time to see who gets the first turn. So good luck, Mr. Jimmy. And I roll, and I get a 6.
I get a cocked. I get a 5.
Pretty high rolling, but that looks like Necrons are taking the first turn. Turn 1, command and movement for the Necrons. Getting CP, so I'm up to 7. My will be done has been placed on these warriors down here. I have advanced with both of them, getting 5s on the warriors and 5s on the overlords. That's why they're all in the same nice little blob, holding that middle objective there. I played pretty cagey just to see what these sneaky little Grey Knights are going to do. Just shuffled around here with the Immortals and the Destroyers just to see what he does. And that is really it for the movement. So with my will be done placed on them, they're hitting on 2s, but because they advanced, they're hitting back on the 3s, which is fine. Just to let you know, again, they'll be in the description, but these are the Gauss Reapers, so they're shorter range, higher damage output. So hopefully they will work out very well for me. And again, these have just stayed put here. Probably a -1 to hit through all this dense terrain, but equally so, I will get the same if he shoots at me. So yeah, we'll get on with the shooting phase.
Shooting phase now, and the destroyers. These three are firing all their weapons into this Nemesis Dread Knight. So hitting on 4s because you're shooting through dense terrain, and wounded on 4s. But you have burnt 2 CP for the extermination protocols, so your wounds
So yeah,
are re-rolling.
Rerolling. So we'll start with the normal Gauss onto the guy.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s.
Re-rolling 1s for your eternal hatred thing.
Because they are. That's another one. So 4s re-rolling all the fails. 2 so far. 2 so far. Not
Good.
bad.
I will grab my dice and back in a moment. So 4 up in buns. 1 pass, 1 fail. So it'll be D3 damage.
For 1.
Okay, cool.
That was very eventful indeed. And then finally, it is the heavy destroyer into him, hitting on 3s because the terrain is not infecting him. Hits. It'll be 3s re-rolling. Goes through. Just your invulner.
Nope. I will burn a CP here. Nope. Okay. Roll your D3 damage.
3d3.
3D3, yeah. Sorry.
Very nice. So 3, 5, 7 damage. So 8 in total. Lovely jubbly indeed.
Gauss models now shooting into this unit of fellas here. So, looking for 4s.
Very good. Freeze to wound. Force. Let me just find the AP out. Looking for 5s.
Yeah, 5, baby. Just 1 wound. That'll do.
Very good. And then I will get my dice, but I'm going to shoot all these into that squad on the objective as well, I believe. I think trying to wipe them off would be the smart move. Yes, I'll get the dice and see what I can do.
These warriors are shooting into these guys here. 16 hits so far. We are now going for the wounds. So wounding on 3s, I believe.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at all them ones. 9 wounds so far. They are AP...
-2, I think.
Yes, so you need
5s once again.
5s required for these strike marines.
So, here we go. Oh, this is not good. 2, 4, 5. That is 1 dead. And 2 more slain.
There's a 4 as well.
No! The Tesla boys now are taking out these 2, or hoping to anyway. And I just realised I removed one of the dice. So, hitting on 4s because of cover. And exploding 6s. So if you'd like to roll your dice, 10 shots. Wounding on 3s. 5.
5.
So 5, 3 ups. Oh dear. That is the unit dead.
Lovely, jubbly stuff. And that is that for turn 1 for the Necrons. Fairly successful. Wounded him down to 5 was quite tasty, especially with the heavy destroyer levelling up. Wiping him off the objective as well may push him into different avenues, so he's going to have to hold some objectives. But this objective here and this one down here is vacant, so he may just jump on these ones. Did not get engage. Couldn't really move these guys into a position where it would be worthwhile, and I wasn't prepared to bomb anything up yet anyway. Kind of wanted to see what he does with his first turn. The difficult terrain may help me a little bit, stopping him going too far forward. Aboard the Witch, I did score, getting 2, killing this Psyche unit down here. And then secure landing sites. Potentially going to score the 2 for this objective here if these all survive. So, that being said, Grey Knights, turn 1, coming at you.
So, end of command and movement for the Grey Knights. I advanced with the actual Terminators, rolling a 2, and that was after a reroll of rolling a 1. But I need to get within that objective, to be fair. And then I have the Brother Ancient, the Apothecary, and the Librarian all move up as well. These guys advanced and got a 5, so that could get on this objective. This guy here is within 6 inches of the board, so I'll be doing Warp Ritual with him. And then everybody, apart from this guy here, their closest smite targets are this unit here. So, I will go into the Psychic phase, and we will see if I can get off a cheeky Warp Ritual.
Warp Ritual, needing a 3.
Only just. Only just. So that is a couple of points on the board on the get-go.
Yep.
And then it is just going to be a whole heap of smites. So I think I will not film this because it's only smites and they're just going to get harder. But when it comes to this geezer here, I might use his actual power. Don't know yet. So I'll do all the smites off camera and then we'll be back with a potential shooting phase or maybe his psychic power. We will see. Not a great or successful psychic phase. I only killed 3 warriors. I only got it off twice, failing with these guys. A couple of the characters. One of the characters did get off and killed 2. This unit got it off and killed 1. This guy, I put Hammer Hand on himself because I might cheekily charge over here. I know it's abandoning a objective, which is a bit silly, but the only added bonus is I will get engage, and it's 2 points, where this is maybe worth a bit more. But then at least I'm stopping an objective secure.
But you've got avenues now, and you can decide what you want to do. At least you could do a half the charge, but I think if I charge you, you're still getting your rerolls.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on to the shooting phase.
So straight into the shooting, the Terminators down here that could shoot have shot their bolters into these warriors, doing nothing. Managing to wound once, but I bossing it on a 6 for my armor save. So going over to the Gatling. -1 just because of the trees there. Going into the warriors. So hitting on 4s.
Oh, it's not a good roll. It's not a good roll at all.
No.
At least I'm winning on 3s though. Hey, 3. I believe it was -2. Oh no, -1, sorry. It's just 1 damage each.
So, 5, is that right?
Yeah, 5.
Ooh. 1, and then
reanimation.
5s again. Get to reroll that because it's a warrior. So 1 dies. Jolly good indeed. The charge phase is here, boys and girls, and both Dread Knights are charging. So this one on the left is charging into the Immortals, and this one is obviously charging into the Warriors. Just because I can, and hopefully clink maybe 1 or 2 wounds off to put him in his lowest bracket, I'm going to overwatch with these Warriors. Got quite a lot of shots, so I'm feeling pretty lucky. We'll do this off camera and see if that 5 changes at all. And it's a 4! Woohoo! Bagging me 1 wound off this Dread Knight. Winning twice, he managed to save 1 of the rolls. So, double 1, please, good sir.
I'm burning 1 CP for Thunderous Stride. So basically, if I get into combat with you, then I can roll for mortal wounds from running in. Like, king. So, I need a 4 to get in. Actually.
That was not what I wanted.
Actually.
Ooh, tactics.
Tactics-wise, I'm gonna put myself here and be firmly in this table quarter. Lovely jubbly. And then when I consolidate in, then I'm basically.
That, my good friends, is called tactics.
Tactics. So with my stratagem, I roll the dice. On a 1, nothing happens. On a 2 to 5, it's D3 mortal wounds, and on a 6, it's a flat 3 mortal wounds. So D3 for 2.
Okay, sounds good.
And then finally over here, we need a 5, I think. We agreed off camera.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. He is in as well.
Lovely high rolling there from you, Mr. Jimmy. Brilliant. Right. I will move the 2 casualties from the mortal wounds, and then we'll get on with the fight phase. Starting off with this Dread Knight, hitting on 3s, killing on 2s.
There we go. Oh, great. 2 dead.
Brilliant. Okay. Next up, it is this guy. Again, he has a fist rather than a sword. So it's hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, because I get a 6-up armor save this time around.
Yeah. And 2s. 4.
Cool. 4 dead.
Your reanimation.
And then... I get to do that on that as well. Two are dead. Brilliant. And then you killed 2, didn't you? 5s. Cool.
Come back.
So, all in total, 1 Immortal was destroyed. The Warriors have piled in the best they can, and I didn't want to spread them too thin just so the objective's secure. 8 hits on this guy, managing to wound twice. So see if he can pass his armor saves. And he certainly can. Brilliant stuff. And then I will just roll for these Immortals into this guy.
This combat here, nothing happened. And then we've done morale and 4 warriors have run away. So on to my turn recap. And surprisingly, I scored okay this round. I managed to get 3 points for engage on all fronts, thanks to these 2 combats here. And then I have managed to get Warp Ritual in the centre of the board, thanks to, again, this guy here. So that's not too bad. Managed to score 6 to Kyle's, currently 2, but he's about to get the landing sites here. Beautiful thing is as well, I realised when I charged here, I'm actually still within 3 inches of this. It's mental playing on a smaller table. You forget how small the stuff is, really. So currently I am on 3 objectives, which is great because these guys are within 3 inches here. These guys are definitely within 3 inches, and he's within 3 inches. So it's up to Mr. Kyle to bomb out and see what he can do. So moving on to Necrons, turn 2.
Turn 2 for the Necrons. And I played a little bit of a KG game still. As you can see, everything's sort of clumped together. My logic being is, yeah, these are combat crons, but this is going to be really wounded on 5s majority of the time. And I don't want to be bottlenecked into holding this guy down when he's scoring the objective for now. Yeah, these probably will be more better at taking out these. But I'm going to give myself more variety in turn 3 and 4. We'll get into the middle where it really matters. I didn't mention the start, but it was in the description on the page. The Overlord had a Resurrection Raw Orb, and how we read the wording, it's just basically get back to full strength. So regards to anything with mortal wounds, they're going to come back. Please enlighten us if we've done it wrong, but reading how I've read it basically says you just get back to full strength. So we played it like that, and I managed to get 5 back, bombing them on this side here. So again, as of for now, smiting is less of an issue with all these more delicate units down here. Scoring 2 for secure landing sites, which will be on this one. Again, it's further on in the game, that's when you really claw the points, so I've got still a little bit of time to play with. The destroyers have moved around, really eyeing up potentially the objective up top here, or maybe shooting some of the Terminators to whittle them down. Would probably seem a little bit more of a sensible attitude. I've kept the Immortals in combat. Hopefully I can roll as well as I did last time, so he's just pinned in for a little bit longer. My Will Be Done is on the Warriors as well, so they're hitting on 2s, so that is good. And that, my good friends, is it for that. So we'll get into the shooting. Not as much as we last time, but hopefully as effective. So we'll see you guys there.
Destroyers now going into these chaperoonies here, looking for 4s, wounding on 3s. You have burnt 2 CP for extermination protocols, so you're re-rolling your 3s.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tougher one. I'm just going to really kind of justify myself in case people are wondering. Yeah, don't get me wrong, this big blob is a nasty combination, and I totally understand. But taking objectives wins you the game, let's face it. So to take this off, he's going to have to really split this unit up to hold that and this. But if I can keep my ground, being Necrons and being quite resilient, I can probably hold more than him over time and then bag up the 15s and probably win it from that. So as much as my brain wants to get rid of the nasty blob, and I know they will probably smash into my ranks and do a lot of damage, feeling if I take off people off objectives, realistically that wins me the game.
Cool,
That's
nice.
logic.
Roll your dice, sir.
So we'll go with the normal shots first.
She gets reroll them ones.
So they hit. Right, so 5. That's alright. Above average. Freeze, rerolling. No. 3.
6 ups.
Yes.
Here we go. Nope. So first one.
Dead. Second one, dead. Third one, dead.
Big gun now.
Yeah, reroll 1s. Hits 2s to wound.
Yep. I don't think I get a save because I think it's -4.
No, it's dead instantly. 3d3, so I get 3 minimum.
Cool. Right then. Anything else going to shoot?
Yeah, I'll use all their shots to finish them off just in case you burn 2 to hold it.
Ooh. Hit on 4s. Going down trees. 3.
5 ups.
He is dead. Charge and fight phase now. The Overlord charged this guy. There were no point rolling because he was within. Yeah. So here we go. Hitting on 2s. You'll be wounded on
3s, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Why not? Yeah, right. So down to 2 CP. It's with 3. This is when it frees. Just 2.
And then I'm looking for 4 ups. Boss both of them. Thanks for wasting your CP, sir.
You are quite welcome.
Yes, thank you. That's it. So I will now get my Dread Knight and I am going to hit the Overlord. So I'll just grab my dice and we'll be back in a moment.
Dread Knight into the Overlord now. Looking for 3s. Oop, didn't you get 2 there?
Yeah, but that was over here.
Ah, okay.
There we go. 3s. I rolled a double 1.
Eek. Also bossed it.
Very good.
Me to go next. I will do my Immortals because why not do them? Yeah. So I'll quickly do this off camera because it's not going to be that eventful. It's going to be this one. Hopefully I can whittle some more wounds down. But yes, we will get back in a jiffy. 2
Immortals were killed in this combat. Moving over to this combat here. Kyle's recounting 12
I think
dice.
it's 13.
That's all right.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
It's 12!
12!
He can't count, ladies and gentlemen!
Woo! Hitting on 2s, baby! Why did I roll near the crater? We all knew that was going to happen. Alright, so hit drop to 3.
Very good. 5s and 6s now. 5s and 6s. 2, I think.
Yes.
Oh. Regular saves, so we go. Bossed both of them. So this combat continues. It continues on. Right, Kyle will do his recap and we'll be back in a moment.
Apologies for that appallingly rubbish fight phase. I think managed to kill 2 Immortals in the whole of that. Yeah, fantastic. Quite a lot of boss armor saves there, so that's probably why this one still isn't willing to die, which is a little bit of a pain, but hey-ho. Knocking him off this objective was a little bit nice. 2 for a boar, so managing to kill that, and 10 for primary, and 2 for the landing sites. Engage, still no pla. Hopefully, I will rack it up in another turn or 2. I'm probably going to saying that till the end. I'm going to get some eventually. So, moving over to Grey Knights, turn 2.
So, command and movement. Being here has scored me the secure landing pads, I think it is, or landing sites. Same with over here. I have moved these guys up here. Had to advance the Ancient, but the Apothecary could just nicely sneak around. I've left this geezer here for a reason. Actually, it's a bad reason, so I'll stick him there just in case. And then if he fails, doesn't matter then. My plan is to gateway in onto this objective. Means I'll probably get shot by all these geezers, but it's fine. Yeah, that's pretty much my movement. We will come back in the psychic phase.
Psychic phase is full force, baby. Starting with Warp Ritual with this annoying Robocop needing a 4. Certainly gets it. So that's a few more points in the bag.
Yes. Next over, this guy is going to put extra attacks onto these geezers. I think it said it was a 6 or a 7, so I'll have to double check, but I'll roll first. Super Smite. Super Cast. I will keep that, and I'll take D3. It's fine. For 3.
Roll 3 dice. You know.
Oh, yeah.
5s. You know this one.
So that's fine. I can't remember how many wounds I've got, so I'll just stick a dice on 4 for now. So that definitely goes off. So these lovely geezers here have that extra ability. Then these guys are going to do Hammer Hand on themselves. For an 8. Should have gone off.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then I'm going to Smite here into these geezers. I'll re-roll that one. For a 9. Goes off. D3 Mortals.
For
3.
Brilliant.
And then I'll do the Smite over here.
Ooh, okay.
So here we go.
So bad camera work there from me. Does not
go off. No. Cool. Right, I'll double check what I'm going to do with this geezer. I'll be back in a moment.
Slight change of plan from the librarian. The plan was to obviously bomb himself over there with his psychic power, but he cannot do it on himself. So he is going all offensive, doing Vortex of Doom and a Smite into this squad of warriors. So Vortex of Doom first.
Yep. Needing a 7. Goes off on an 8. Mm-hmm. So the Overlord would normally suffer a mortal wound, but because you've got your Warlord trait, on a 5 up he ignores it.
Correct.
So if you'd like to roll that first.
He does not, so he's down to 4 wounds.
And then 2d3 on this unit of warriors. for 6.
Very, very nice indeed. Lovely stuff. At least your Psychic leveled up this turn, comparison to the first turn. Very good. Right, I will move the splatted warriors and we'll get straight into that shooting phase.
Yes. Shooting phase. I have shot into these guys, causing 4 wounds. So if you like to roll your dice.
Looking for 4s.
That's 2 dead Immortals.
That's enough to kill him. That means the squad is wiped.
Bum. Now I will take all my bolters here, apart from the guy that advanced, and I'm going to put them all into this unit here. It's not going to be amazing, so I will do it off camera, but any armor saves, again, we'll do them on camera. And then it'll be into the charge phase. Out of the 28 shots, 7 wounds. So if you'd like to roll your dice, sir. That's 1 dead one.
Or do I just put it on the heavy one?
Is it worth losing your heavy?
You can't get him. He's got 4 wounds.
Alright.
So I'll do that.
Cool.
Because it's the same squad, so it's not like I have to worry about it. Yeah, we'll do that.
Cool, smashing. Right then. And then, for some reason, he's just lost 2 wounds. Yeah, okay. Charging this group into this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have not done that, but hey hell. Yep, 10 inch. Needed an 8 to get in. So the Terminators are in.
The Terminators are here and they are ready to smash these last remaining warriors. So, bunch of attacks, hitting on freeze, re-rolling them wounds of freeze.
That is not the greatest of rolls. Look at that. Disgusting. And then wounding on freeze, re-rolling luckily, so it don't really matter what I roll. Yeah. So that is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Minus 2, so you're getting a 6 save.
I'll roll 4 for now. No, I'll roll 5 for now, just in case. Okay, 1 and then 3 more. The 666. No, the squad is wiped. Well done. That is no more warriors.
Overlord now. Well, I consolidated into the Overlord, but the Overlord now into the Dread Knight, hitting on Deuce.
Always dropping 1.
Wounded on freeze. Oh.
4 ups, baby.
Here we go. Oh, he's down to 2 wounds remaining. Attacks back onto the Lord. 2 wounds gone through, so here we go.
No, totally fine.
Oh dear. Right, that is it for the fight phase of the Grey Knights turn 2. I'll just total up the scores. We'll be back in a moment. End of Grey Knights turn 2. What a turn this one was. So anyway, we made a mistake in turn 1. So if somebody's already put it in the comments. Ha! I've retconned it, baby. I didn't actually score engage with, well, especially with this one in the first turn, because you've got to be more than 6 inches away from the centre of the board. So he was within 6 inches. So unfortunately, Ganny scored it, because there is a magical circle around there, which if you think about it, then you can't exactly put a guy here, 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 and here and go, yeah, I'm getting engaged all the time. Because that'd be a bit cheeky. Cheeky. So, what did I score? I did score 10 on the primary initially. I have then got Warp Ritual off, taking that up to a 7. And then I have the secure landings over here and over here, which I've realised I've sacrificed potentially this turn. Coming up. And engage, I do not score anything because these guys are within the centre of the battlefield. These guys are in this quarter. He's in this quarter. Nobody's in this quarter. So unfortunately no points are scored there. So I have 23 points to Kyle's 16 currently. The Grey Knights have a slim lead. What will come up next? Well, stay tuned to find out. Necrons, turn 3.
Turn 3. Scoring me 5 for the primary, holding this one firm. The Overlord has jumped out of combat down here. He has retreated like a coward, but it frees up these guys to get shot at. So it needs to be a pretty good shooting phase to try and maybe bag me some more aboard the witch points, because I've currently only got 4, but there is potential to max out on this board still. So happy days. The Destroyers have shuffled back the same way they started, eyeing up this squad of characters. So I can basically pick which one I would like, because you cannot defend yourself against another character. Probably go for this 4 wounded geezer just to bag me 3 points, but we'll see. This 2 wounded Dread Knight, which has been a fawn for a couple of turns, would be quite nice to take down also. And that's it really. Back up to 3 CP, and that is it. So, into the shooting phase, I will start with the Destroyers. I'll have a little think which unit I'm going to be shooting at, but I'm going to burn the 2 CP for Extermination Protocols again. Pretty default, so I'll be down to 1 CP. So yeah, I'll have a little think. I'll move it right back, guys.
Skorpekh Lord shooting into the Brotherhood Ancient. So he got 4 shots, so here we go.
Hitting on 2s.
Lost it.
3s.
Said -1, I believe.
Yeah, so 3 up armor saves. So
Damage.
just the 1.
Still failed 2 of them. He is down to 2 wounds remaining. The Immortals fired everything into the Ancient, doing nothing. Now we have this unit of Destroyers that are split firing. 3 regular dudes are going into the Ancient, and the big gun is going into the Dread Knight. Extermination Protocols is on. 9 dice are in Kyle's hands. Here we go.
We'll roll here because there's less things to like tip it. Right, so dropped 1 and then right.
Drop 2.
3s. Rerolling them. Strength 6 and stuff. Yeah, so 5 ups.
Oh dear.
5 ups.
Yeah. He did.
Well and truly.
Indeed.
Bagging me 3 points for Aboard the Witch. Lovely stuff indeed.
Big good now, looking for an almighty 2.
Hits.
Damn it.
Freeze.
Damn
Yes.
it.
Make
For
or
a
break.
pin bun, baby. For a pin bun. Here we go. We made it.
Ooh, she loves
The
it.
Dread Knight lives for now.
So charging, Skorpekh Lord is going into the 2 wounds, Dread Knight, and then the Destroyers are going into the Terminators. He is burning the CP, putting it down to 3 for Overwatch into the Destroyers. We'll do this off camera and see if any damage has been inflicted. See you guys in the fight phase. And he managed to wound one of the Destroyers, which is lovely stuff. So he's down to 2 wounds. And as you can see, they all got in quite comfortably since how close they were. Just so we know, and to make sure we don't forget, Jimmy is burning 2 CP, putting him down to 1 for silver.
True silver armor basically gives me transhuman.
So these Terminators, once the Skorpeks go into them, are wounded on 4s rather than 3s and 2s or whatever it would be. So that's lovely stuff. Due to that, obviously kind of going out of sync here, but we're just mentioning so everyone knows where we're at. Jimmy will not be interrupting because he needs 2 CP. So it is me to go first with these 2. Then obviously he has the pick of the crop. So I'll get my dice for the Skorpekh Lord. And we will see what I can do.
The Skorpekh Lord into the Dread Knight, doing his big sweeping blow, which requires you to hit on 3s. If it's your strength 8, you'll be winning on 3s. So
3s, re-rolling 1s, because he is a psychopath, basically.
Roll that one. Lovely.
And then 3s. Reroll that again. Right. 5 4-ups. Good sir.
5 4-ups, that were 3.
Don't know what 5.
5 4-ups on 3
today.
dice.
I cannot count today.
So here we go. The 5 4-ups apparently, so if I fail any of these, it's alright. So here we go. Needing 4-ups. And he has lost 1 wound. Damage, sir?
Flat 3.
Good night.
Sweet dread night.
Now the big combat in the middle here. So hitting on 3s, you said. Rerolling 1s.
Yes. Let's go over here just so it's easier. So dropped 1, and then I get to reroll all these. Dropped another 2, so that is 5 so far. So it's 4s because of your strap. It's really paid out for you. No 1s.
So 2 so far, and then if you'd like to
do these now because these are 2 damage. The other one's flat 3, so it makes some difference.
So this is 5s required. Let me reroll that. That's 1k. Nope. So 1 is on 1 wound, and then the other guy.
3 attacks, I do believe.
Yeah, I think that's what you said. In on 3s, rerolling 1s.
At least 1 went through.
Wounded on 4s because of the strat.
Like
Rerolling
these
the
ones.
No.
Lots of 2s there. Looked at massively.
Yep.
You to go against me.
Yeah, I will just do my piling to get everybody in. My hammer hand and that psychic power is still in effect, so I will be having like 20 attacks here. I'm going to burn 1 CP for the Steel Hearts, I think it's called. So I hit on 2s rather than 3s, and then I'll be wounding on 3s, re-rolling because of my hammer hand. Yes.
We're on 3s?
Yeah, because of the hammer hand. Last turn, psychic phase.
Well, I'm toughness 5 and you're...
Oh crap! Yeah, no, I'm thinking of 3s when I was against the Warriors.
I know.
Oh no, still 3s. I'm strength 6
With your swords?
with my halberd. Yeah, the warding stave might be different, but we'll double check that.
So it's still 3s. Brilliant.
Still 3s.
Okay.
We're rolling. Right, cool. We'll be back in a moment.
After all the confusion of 3s, 4s and 5s and more dice than we actually have in his hands, he's hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, but gets to reroll all fail wounds. And then I get a 5-up armor save.
Yes.
That is what is going to happen. So, would you like to roll your 2s, sir?
Yes.
Dropping just
Just 1, yeah. Because that's a 6. I don't know.
I wonder where you were going with that.
And then Jim 6s want something like exploding.
Oh, yeah. You want all of it.
I want everything. And then wounding on 3s. Well, that's on the floor now. Do you want? I'll just pick it up. I'll pick it up. It's easy. And then this. Yeah. So the 3.
Oh dear.
2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13.
Oh dear.
And then I've still got my warding save guy who's got 5 attacks.
Right. 13.
13.
I'll do 4 for now because of my little hands. Right. So that's 2 damage each.
2 damage each.
So
So that's him dead.
The other guy
then
dead.
Other guy dead.
And then 1 on 1, 2 wounds, and then rolling again. Yeah. It's God's right, mate. Well and truly. So that was a fantastic strike back from the Terminators with all that psychic shenanigans going off. That leaves me destroyerless. Ouch. Destroyers. Well, they were totally destroyed. No pun intended. You know, a lot of people online, you say obviously Necrons are in a bad place with the book. You can tell when sometimes the first books of the 9th come out. You know, these were like the elite combats and they're just absolutely mincemeated by these Terminators. You can obviously see how amazing these guys are when you stack them up with all these different buffs. But hey ho, that is that. Scoring just 10, 5 for the primary, but I scored 5 for Aboard the Witch, killing that character, and obviously the Dread Knight finally. A little bit gutted about the damage output the Skorpekh did. Realistically, should have really killed maybe 1 or 2 more, but that is how the dice gods deem it. Yeah, Jimmy's going to score a heap of points next turn, so he extends his lead even more so, which is not very good for me. I'm a little bit worried the fact that this guy is over here with all his wounds remaining. But the board is going to slowly shrink and these objectives are going to be becoming more intensified over this side. So potentially with this, he's going 6 on the last turn. You know, it could potentially sway a little bit more. So, Grey Knights, turn 3, coming at ya.
Turn 3 for the Grey Knights. I scored 10 for the primary and 4 for the sights, which were these 2 at the time. I've now moved up and put these guys here. He is now going to heal this geezer, so I'll do that off camera after we've done this bit, but he's going to be nice and healthy, patched up. It's going to be wonderful. I've moved these guys around as well. Let's go on a turn. This one for the next turn. Because I think you said they're worth 3 points next turn or something.
Yeah, so this one will vanish turn 4.
Yeah.
And then on turn 4, this counts as 3 points, and then that disappears on turn 5,
and then
that was worth 6 points.
So it's just going to be everything up here and everything here on here, just hoping for the best. Wonderful. So with this guy, what I've done is I've moved him around, kept him there so that it'll get them points hopefully next turn, unless some cheeky shots go off and manage to kill him beforehand. And then what I might do is just advance him onto turn 2. That doesn't make sense. Onto objective 2. Because I am going second. I score at the end of my turn for my primaries in my turn 5. So I should be able to get onto this and score them pretty important secondaries. Primaries, sorry. That's about it. So I'm just thinking what I'm going to do for the psychic phase, and we'll be right back. So psychic phase, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Vortex of Doom into this geezer, and then I'm going to smite him in case the Vortex don't go off. These guys are going to Warp Ritual because they're still within 6 inches of this, and hopefully bag me the full 12. And then this guy is within 18 inches of him, so he's going to smite as well. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pass the camera over to Mr. Kyle. We'll probably do Warp Ritual first, and then we'll do Vortex of Doom, and then all the smites. So, we'll be back in a moment.
Warp Ritual, needing a 5 this time.
Yeah. No. Oh my god.
Hey,
so that goes off.
Brilliant.
Lovely jubbly. Next, Vortex of Doom, requiring a 7. So, here we go. It goes off on an 8. Now it goes off on 11. So that's 2d3 for 2 wounds.
Okay.
And then a smite here. God damn it. Should go off. It should go off. It does go off. Just d3 for 3. So he's lost 5 wounds in total. And then the smite from over here. Needing a 6 now. Does not go off. How many wounds does he have?
Just one more. One left.
I'll burn the last CP. Why not?
Doesn't go off.
Damn it!
Is that everything done?
That is everything done in this psychic phase, yes.
Okay. It's alright, you can probably whittle him down by shooting.
Yes, that's probably what I'm going to do. Right, I will fire all my bolters and my bolters first. I'll fire the bolters from this squad into him first.
Okay.
And then I'll decide what I'm doing after that.
Okay. The shots are fired. They have wounded.
From here.
The shots are fired. And they have wounded. And 3 have pierced his armour. So needing 3. No APs. They're on full bolters. And he is fine.
He's fine. Okay. He's toughness 6, isn't he?
Correct. So
I will do his big Gatling laser into him.
Brilliant.
I will just get the dice, but we'll do this one on camera, I think.
Okay. Strength 5 out there.
Strength 5, -1, 1 damage, so at least it puts you on a 4 up.
Yeah.
So here we go with 3s. Again, loads of 1s and 2s. Need 5s here. Come on, 5s, baby. For just 2. Ooh. 2 up -1, so 4 ups. And you fail both.
Nope, he is dead. Goodbye, Skorpekh Lord. The rest of the bolters went into the destroyers here and wasn't as successful, so they stayed around for this time. No charges, Mr. Jimmy?
No, I don't think I'm within range of anybody.
I mean, you'd have to roll very, very high if you did. I mean, you have rolled really well, but it's probably the smart move staying put and anchoring down on 5, really. So, we will get back with a quick recap and see what Jimmy scored and how big his lead is comparison to mine. So we'll see you guys in the recap.
End of my turn 3 with the Grey Knights. Can I say I scored 10 for the primary. I scored 4 for the secure landing, which was the one in the middle, which we've now removed, just to remember that we remove it next turn, but I thought I'd remove it now. And Engage, I didn't score, and I maxed out Warp Ritual, so I don't have to worry about the centre of the board anymore. I scored 19 that turn. So, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. At 23, I'm on 42 to your
26.
26. Eek. So I think this could potentially be the last turn you're looking at, because I don't think there'll be much point going into turn 5. So with that being said, let's go into that turn 4. Let's see what Mr. Kyle can do.
So turn 4, looking quite bleak for the Necrons right now. And to add a little thing, just a little bit of housekeeping, Jimmy has 5 more points on his primary because he had 2 to my 1, which is more than me, so he gets another 5. So again, his lead, I think, is on 47 or something ridiculous. So what I've done is my will be done is on these Immortals anchoring down as objective. The Overlord has bombed into the middle, needing a 5 for his charge to maybe anchor these down and hopefully kill maybe 1 or 2. Let's not get carried away. Let's remember he's only got 4 attacks, guys. These destroyers have moved up. I have 2 CP, so I'm going to probably burn it. The final 2 to reroll our wounds and hopefully try and clink some of these characters down. And that is really about it. If I did a really good shooting and I managed to hold the objectives, then maybe I can claw some points back. But it is looking very, very bleak for the Necrons. So we'll see what we can do. And we'll be back in the shooting phase, guys.
All the shots from the Gauss went into these warriors doing nothing. Grey Knights doing nothing. And then we're here. So the big gun is going to go into the Librarian, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And then all the other guns are going to go into the Apothecary. So if you'd like to roll your 9 dice.
Yeah, burning the last 2 CP for Extermination Protocols, so I'm re-rolling all the wounds. So we'll start with the normal shots. Hit on 3s, you're rolling them 1s. That's a very good... right, good start. Freeze. Lucky for me. All of them, so 8 5-ups.
I'll roll... I'll just roll 8. It's D3 anyway. Not bad. Fell 4 of them. If you'd like to roll 4D3.
Start first one. For 1. For 1.
2.
For 4, they'll be dead then.
Yeah. Good night, sweet Apothecary. Finally, big gun now going into the Librarian.
Hits. Be 2s. Rerolling the 1s. Of course I would do that. Yeah, happy with that?
Yeah.
5 up. Wee, nice.
Lovely jubbly. Anything else?
That's it for shooting. We'll just go straight to charge. So
Hang on.
Oh,
hang on. There has been a challenger. The challenger ran off. So, charge phase. Here we go.
Yeah, so destroyers into your librarian,
Yes.
and then my overlord into your terminators. Probably
Yes.
suicide, but whatever.
Do it now.
Needing a 5 for my overlord.
Gets it?
And then these I'm not too sure.
Probably. If you double one, you'll fail.
And it's definitely not.
You're
so
well and
7.
truly.
Right, I'll move everything in, and then we'll get into the fight phase.
Yeah. Fight phase now. Overlord into these terminators. Here we go.
Freeze. For 2.
2 5 up in guns required. Mm-hmm. 1 pass, 1 fail, damage.
2, I think, so he
is slain. So that's that. Cool. And then finally, your 4 attack. I think 2 attacks each. We will have a look. This fight is about to come. So now this fight, hitting the librarian on 3s, rerolling 1s, but wounding him on 4s.
And then 4s. 3.
3 tough saves, will be.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Anything going on?
Does fail a wound though. So that is my librarian down 1 wound.
A whole heap of attacks are going into the Overlord now.
So starting with the halberds, hit on 3s.
Luckily for me, no nasty shenanigans this time.
Yeah, wounded on 3s. That's pretty good though. That's 2, 4, 5. The year England's.
What damage is it? 2?
Flat 2. He did.
He is well and truly dead.
He did. He just didn't die. He did.
Yeah, he's absolutely encrumped. If this guy was survived, pinning him down for next turn, I probably would be getting more points. But that being said, him dying means they're free to move and no doubt slay these off that board. So for that point, I am going to concede. For the points, we are just going to play it out in our heads and see where Jimmy would go and how many points. And we'll be getting back to you guys in the recap. See you there.
Well, there you go. A concedingness.
Yeah.
We played it through. We played the combat at the bottom corner on Objective 5. And the final scores were 74 to me, 45 to yourself.
Yes.
I scored, I maxed out my War Patrol.
Yep.
I maxed out Secure Landing, which I was actually quite surprised I managed to do.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to. That's why I was saying off camera before we start. Like, let's both do it because it's quite an interesting one. It's something that they don't really do, like in Strike Force missions. The variety is so much better. So it worked, and it wasn't like don't get me wrong. Like, it could have gone either way, but it just wasn't Necron's day. That's basically it.
Yeah, and then I scored 2 for Engage, but I maxed out my primary. So, I scored 74. Can't really complain with that, seeing that I threw this list together.
No.
Just, what about yourself? How did you get on? Well, you guys have seen the scorecard anyway.
I mean, Engage from both sides of that, for mine and yours, was a waste of time. But then the beauty of it is it's a waste of time for both of us. So it wasn't like we had 2 secondaries in the primary to go rather than that. It's one of them maps because it's so easy to achieve because you saw such a small map. But it just ended up, realistically, think about it, the board moved across to number 5, so you would naturally move there, so you wouldn't really get any end of game anyway, unless you would really had a massive lead, but then you probably would have conceded or something. So probably not a smart move from both sides. If I fought a little bit harder, maybe like no prisoners, wouldn't have maxed me out. But then again, in a 1,000-point game, it's probably quite hard to do that. You know, because obviously 3 wounded Terminators and stuff like that. Or really probably would have made sense is Assassinate.
Yeah, I had all the characters on there, and you killed them all apart from the library.
Yeah. If on turn 4 my Overlord anchored the Terminators down for my turn, because then he couldn't have moved on his because you'd have killed him, then I probably potentially would have got 15 because I'm holding 2 to your 1.
Yeah.
And then it could have been a lot tighter, but that's why I conceded, because literally there wasn't very much I could do. Very surprised Destroyers survived. And they're just literally like, I mean, you didn't really have enough high level strong shooting to really deal with them. It was like peppering and didn't really do
well,
much.
when we played it through, we literally, I think one ended up on 1 wound, and that's how the game finished. So.
Yeah, you just sliced them in combat with your Terminators. They're just, again, because they've got core and they've got so many strats to kind of help core, and then the strats for Terminators, it starts getting silly where they become really, really, really juicy. And you just, 9th edition, it's like, it's weird. It's suddenly 8th. I just remember everyone like, oh, Terminators. Like, why would you bring Terminators? And now everyone's like Terminator heavy. You know, Death Guards, their Terminators are fantastic, and Thousand Suns, they're probably just as good in their own right. And I think Grey Knights, they're just so juicy when you've got really high strength like weaponry, psychic, 1,000 Stormbolter shots, and strats to basically buffer them every sort of phase. You know, you've never used Grey Knights, and they are quite a hard army to master. So there's plenty of strats with all the psychic stuff that you could have made your psychic even more nasty, I reckon, or gone a lot more off. But your first time, you know, it's baby steps, and it's a lot harder than people think when you're playing games like that. You're like, not really knowing where you're going with it. But you did fantastically well. Like, you know, the only thing I think you will definitely agree with me is Dread Knights need weapons.
Yes, Dread Knights are just the fist garbage. Yeah, granted they're 120 points, so they're pretty cheap for 4 up in 13 wounds.
Well, yeah, you put it like that.
It's okay, you know, they can the 9-inch move. So, and if you want, you can teleport them and stuff like that. So, for 120 points, maybe a naked Dread Knight's probably not a bad thing. But I reckon take the sword. I think it's an extra 15 points on top, and then the cannons and everything costs like 10 to 15 points. So a decked out Dread Knight's probably going to be about 160, 180 points, and then they're definitely worth it. So I think in future, if we go down this route again, I'll be definitely.
Well, yeah, as you're saying, flip side, when you really pair it up for 120 points, that's actually quite a decent little bargain when you really think about it. They're maybe not doing the massive amount of damage, but
well, it's -2, flat 2, which against Death Guard is crap. But against everything else, you're chipping away wounds, especially when you've got 5 attacks.
Yeah, you know.
But like I said, take the sword, because the sword you can do a sweeping blow, and then you get 10 attacks. So that's
fair.
Yeah.
I do think because obviously this is a Lent army, so obviously again, massive thanks. If I ever did have my own, I'd definitely kind of have Dread Knights all.
Yeah.
3
Dread Knights, and then a
Grandmaster in one or something stupid like that would be pretty mental. But no, barring engage from both sides, I think it was a pretty decent little game.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Something different as well.
Yeah,
mission.
Just different. We have the luxury to play a lot, as you guys know, with like the back catalogue. And a lot of the games, it's like, what should we do? Well, we've done this one, and done this one, and done this one, and done this one like a million times over. And, you know, it does get same. So breaking it down with these little games, it makes you think different because you have to utilise stuff a lot more. And they seem to last a bit longer because there's less intense shooting or intense combat and all that. And then, like, why can't this be in the bigger game? Why can't the objectives disappear? Like, or you move stuff around more where you can place objectives where you want? Why is it so structured into this whole default?
I think the only one way you get rid of them is on when it's raise, and you've got to basically delete them. That's the only way.
But I get the point. It's a smaller map, so if you're on the left hand side, you can get to the right hand side a little bit more easier. I can understand in the 60-inch, board, it's a lot harder to do that. But if there's more objectives, and you're deleting one maybe every turn, it does make you more fluid and stuff like that. They might have something up the bag, up the sleeve, and
up the bag,
up the bag. But we'll see. But no, really good game. Well done you. Well done Grey Knights. 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
They're doing very, very well, just like them pesky Thousand Sons.
Right, guys. With that being said, there's a subscribe button down here. We've got to again do that in the intro. Mental. It's like we don't want subscriptions at all. But we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you have made it this far and you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to us. Please check out our sponsors as well, Lee's in War Games, for your cheaper Warhammer. And they do events quite often as well. And we usually go down to the occasional 40k event. If you want to come down, kind of see us, then feel free to come down and kind of see us.
Or if you want to, I don't know, face off against us and you don't want to be filmed,
yeah.
Well,
that's where you want. Well, these events I tend to take quite stupid lists and don't do very well. So if you want to be on the bottom tables and play me, hey, with my ridiculous Tyranids. I just want to win something with Tyranids. I did win actually the latest event, but I played against Guard, which is a crappy 8th edition Codex anyway. So I need to beat a 9th edition Codex with my Nids before I will be happy. But I don't think I will. I think I will have to wait for the 9th edition Nids Codex to come out before
and then they become meta and you're like, yes,
yes. I played them when they were crap and now they are great.
Yeah, you'll go to a tournament and then literally everyone's got Nids. You're like, oh, I see how this is now.
Oh, where are the Drakari players now?
Yeah, exactly.
The Admech players. Oh.
Yeah.
Right, with that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. About you, engage.
Cheers, our kid. End of Necrons turn 2. No.
1,000 overseas lorry drivers and 5,500 poultry workers will be eligible to work for 3 months. Build up to Christmas.
Ooh, exciting news.